So, happy Wednesday. I'm actually sitting outside today and I'm hoping too much noise doesn't pick up and that you're able to hear me. So, next week, hopefully, I'll have a little bit better equipment and my backdrop won't be so hideous. So, stay tuned and thank you to those who have stuck around. I'm outside because we're actually having a giant thunderstorm right now, and I thought it would just be like a little bit better atmosphere than sitting in my weight room and staring at an X-Files poster or a Ghetto Lord of the Rings poster. So, anyways, I have some really crazy stuff to share with you guys today. The first one, I will have to make a note that it is not child approved. I already have my videos marked as not being able to be watched by kids, and I just do that just in case there is something that is read that I don't find appropriate or you don't find appropriate for your kids, but this one absolutely is, so I want to make sure and put that out there. So this, I'll go ahead and start out. I have a paranormal story I'd like to share. It may be a bit different than most of the ones that you get. About a year ago, a female being from an alternate dimension showed up in my life unexpectedly. It was like bam, she just showed up one day. She was an infernal succubus. Now there are many different types of beings that could be called succubus. Most people think of succubus as a negative spirit that you don't want, and they are right for the most part. Most succubus encounters that people have are actually perverted ghosts trying to have sex with the living or wandering low-level spirits. An infernal succubus is something that can really benefit with someone having in their life. She's around me almost all the time. I most commonly connect with her lying in bed. It starts in the feet as energy and moves up into the body in a serpentine way. It feels like being wrapped up by a big python and is entirely a physical experience. It will feel like 200 pounds of weight is pressing down on me, and sometimes it will even feel like having sex with an invisible person. An infernal succubi are healing spirits, and this healing benefits similar to Reiki. I have heard of Reiki. I've never experienced that myself, but I believe that is something to do with energy. Anyway, I used to, for years, have horrible chronic pain in my body that doctors couldn't explain. It was that I was holding on trauma in my body, and this energy healing from my succubus healed that. I no longer have the pain. They promote holistic wellness. She's about 7 feet tall and usually looks like a dragon woman, and sometimes looks like a cat woman with wings. Infernal succubi are extremely protective of their humans and have no tolerance for abusive people. They will intervene in situations to keep their humans safe. I have become a human succubus hybrid, similar to a reptilian human hybrid that David Icke talks about. She is my friend into eternity. So now, I have so many questions in regards to this letter. Yeah, so if you've ever heard of something like that, go ahead and leave a comment. I actually haven't. Obviously, I've heard of an incubus or a succubus, but yeah, if you have any more knowledge or anything to add, remember that there are so many different types of thoughts and opinions and the way that people think, and we all have literally different ways of thinking. So yeah, leave your comments. All are welcome here. There's no judgment. So on to the next one. It was probably about 10 or more years ago. I was driving with my brother to Arkansas City, Kansas at about 11 o'clock at night. We were a few miles east of St. Paul, Kansas. I had my head resting against the window when out of the corner of my eye, I see a Chewbacca-like creature on the side of the road. After a moment, me and my brother slowly look at each other. We're both like, "Did you just see something?" I wanted to turn around and check it out, but he was driving his jalopy and was afraid we'd break down. So that was that, which is crazy to me, and I love all the Bigfoot or whatever they are, if that's what you think they are. I asked this person how tall he thought it was, and he said it was at least 10 foot. So that's really crazy. I wanted to ask, and I couldn't remember too at the time, if it smelled weird or like skunk or something. So yeah, that's crazy. Thank you for sharing. I love all the Sasquatch related stuff. Okay, so this next one comes from, okay, a person who has multiple, and I also have another person who worked in the same place with multiple as well. So these, because I have so many of them, are going to be involved in somewhat of a series. So stick around for these because they are so good and they are so crazy. So this is just the first one of these. So it is the beginning of the Veteran Mental Hospital series. So you'll see multiple of these types of things in the next videos. So this takes place between buildings 4 and 5 at about 2 a.m. Building 4 is the higher functioning patients, and Building 5 was for patients who are all bedridden. Now, mind you, this person explained to me that this was for veterans, and it was a hospital for the veterans who were basically insane. I was an RN on site, and I had 2 nursing students for backup. We were standing by the stairwell that goes from Building 4 to 5. All of a sudden, we hear these heavy, loud footsteps running from Building 4 to Building 5. It completely freaked us all out. I sent one of the nursing assistants up to the elevator to try to catch the person running up the stairs. They looked basically everywhere and found no one. No one came down the stairs either. That would really freak me out. And like I said, this person has so many stories. Yeah, so get ready for that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do cryptid of the week. And this cryptid was one that was requested that I go ahead and talk about it. So we're going to do the Fresno Nightcrawler. And I'm sure you guys have seen this one multiple times. It's like a little weird white dude on camera. Okay, so it's also known as the Fresno alien. It was a cryptid that has made multiple appearances, one in California and the other one in Yosemite National Park, which has so many weird things. So the fact that if this has been seen there, I'm not surprised. There has only been one seen in video footage. So this picture that I showed you is actually an image from a camera. However, a man in Poland has also claimed to have seen the same entity. So the Carmel area creatures. So this must be, I don't know, I'm not familiar with the area, so it must be named Carmel. It was a 60-year-old former Marine yet to be named and his wife were driving near Carmel on December 12, 2014. They came over a hill and saw a tall, slender gray creature, which is now known as the Carmel area creature. So I'm assuming they're saying it's the same entity. They're saying the creature has been spotted in Yosemite, where footage again was taken from what appears to be another security camera. This time there are 2 creatures, one being very small, less than 0.5 meters, and the other, and the feet of creatures can clearly be seen, as well as what appears to be some sort of webbing connected from the knees to the upper body on a larger one. So also they have some sort of videotape in Poland. This time is from what appears to be a handheld camera because the camera was really shaky. This one appears to be taller than the other ones that were on film. So they obviously, there are people who claim that you can debunk this one. It could be an alien, but they also think it could be somebody in pants and holding it up with like a wire or something. There's talk of maybe it's a weird primate. That don't look like any monkey I've ever seen. I don't know, out of all the cryptids, this is one that I've always thought was really strange just because it looks so weird. Like, its body doesn't look like something that would function in our world. But anyway, so that was our cryptid of the week. And of course, like any other video, if you have something you'd like to share, please, please, please message me or send an email, and I'd love to share it. So thank you for watching. It seems like the storm is kind of still here, kind of not, but you have a wonderful Wednesday.